Hi friends, welcome on YourPedia. So this video is related to general studies part of Andhra Pradesh Public Service Commission, and there are so many jobs by Andhra Pradesh Public Service Commission, and in every job there are two papers. One is general studies and aptitude, another is technical part. My today's video is related to general studies part, and that too we will start with history and history of Andhra. In today's lecture I will not discuss deep in the history of Andhra Pradesh, but I will be telling about some famous personalities who were part of evolution of Andhra Pradesh history, especially during the time of British India. So freedom movement is mentioned very clearly in your syllabus. So the people of Andhra Pradesh who were part of freedom movement of Andhra Pradesh, you know, Andhra Pradesh earlier was part of Madras, this Madras province of British India, and what we know today, Andhra Pradesh was part of that, and what we know today as Telangana was part of Nizam's princely state of Hyderabad. So Hyderabad was a princely state and Madras was a province. So Madras was carved out into Andhra Pradesh later on, and Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, those states came from Madras province of British India, and Telangana, which was part of Hyderabad princely state of Nizam. So later on it was also merged into Andhra Pradesh, and Telugu speaking, the first linguistic created state was Andhra Pradesh. And then in 2014 again Telangana was carved out, separated, and now there are two states. So we will be talking about the personalities, friends, and to know and to prepare for a subject, any particular subject of the state, the best way is to keep entering slowly into that particular subject. So learn and try to understand that subject and slowly enter into the depth of a particular subject. So first move in horizontal way, that means understand the basic things and then enter into deep. That is how we will do, that is the way we will be proceeding forward. So 1000+ engineering jobs, inspector of factory and assistant statistical officer, motor vehicle inspector, assistant director planning, industrial promotion officer, assistant environment engineers, all these jobs are recruited by Andhra Pradesh. So these are the opportunities for all of you. These are paper style, paper pattern, friends. So some papers, exams, the equal weightage is there, but in most of the others weightage of common subject is double. So though number of question is 150, but the weightage is double. So GS cannot be ignored. You have to prepare it really well. This is the syllabus of paper 1, general studies and mental ability, and we are talking about third topic, that is history of India, with the emphasis on understanding of the subject, socio-cultural, economic background, political aspect, and the focus is on Andhra Pradesh and national movement. So Andhra Pradesh, national Indian national movement, that particular combination is the most important part, and today this lecture is related to that only. So how we can link Andhra Pradesh with Indian national movement. So NCERT are the books which obviously are the reference books for us, and many other learning content also. So Madras Presidency, friends, this is the British era map. If you can see, when British left India at that time, this what we know today as Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, that was this made up of this Mysore state was there, Hyderabad state was there. Mysore was a princely state. What you see as a red color, that is a Madras province, and what you see as Hyderabad now, that was the princely state of Nizam, and British rule was in this particular part. Mysore was a princely state, Hyderabad was a princely state, that is how it was. And what we know as a Telangana now is that part of Hyderabad princely state, which was not under the occupation of British India. So this was the part of the state. So what you can see, not red, they were the princely states. Now this is the table which you have to go through. The document, I have already shared this document with all of you in the group, and I am very sure you have gone through this document. So this table will give you the brief about the personalities, who were they and their contribution. So that sort of presses, and that is really helpful. So Prakasam is a very famous personality, is known as Andhra Kesari, Lion of Andhra, and his contribution, like Simon Commission time, he protested during that time, 1927, Salt Satyagraha by Gandhiji, and Swaraj, as a newspaper, he founded Swaraj newspaper, and he was the first chief minister of Andhra Pradesh. So these are the things. So you will, I am telling you how you have to revise it. So the name, something about him, how he is recognized as, and his contributions. Similarly, this Konda Venkatapaya, so Dasa Bhakta, he is Das Bhakta, so that is the title he is given. So he participated in these particular things and organized no tax campaign. In bottom I have explained this, right? Similarly, other personalities. So this is the presses, this entire table is a presses. So the moment you complete the document, then come back to the presses and revise it. Similarly, history of Andhra, presses of history of Andhra, this we have discussed in the next pages. So you will come back to this table and you will revise this table also. Now let's start how Andhra evolved. So this is not the lecture of creation of Andhra Pradesh or history of Andhra Pradesh. This is the first lecture related to something about Andhra Pradesh, the people who were involved in the national freedom movement. So during British India, as I told you, there was Andhra place, which was Telugu speaking region of Andhra, and that was part of Madras Presidency. So Madras Presidency was under the occupation of British, and it was the largest, one of the largest administrative province, and this region was known as Northern Sarkars or coastal districts were merged into this presidency, and from this presidency only Andhra state was created in 1953. So Madras Presidency gave Andhra state. So other than Andhra, there was Tamil Nadu, there are part of Karnataka, Odisha, Kerala. So you can remember this date, 1st October 1953, Telugu speaking districts were separated from Madras state, and it was called presidency that time to create first linguistic state, Andhra state, and the capital of that state was at Kurnool. Then what happened? Hyderabad state. Now during the time of British, there was a Madras Presidency which was under British occupation, British this rule, and then there was Hyderabad state which now we call as Telangana. So that was under the Nizam princely state. 1956, what happened? Andhra Pradesh was created. In fact, it was expanded because that part of Telangana was also merged with Andhra. So 1956, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana merged together. 2014 separated. That is what you should know. And there was a very big hunger strike by Shriram Mulu, Potti Shriram Mulu in 1952, which he died, and then people, leaders in India, they were forced to create Andhra Pradesh as first linguistic state. In 1953, Andhra Pradesh was created. So if somebody asks you that which state was first state to be created on the language basis, that was Andhra. So major leader who became the first chief minister of Andhra Pradesh was Prakasam Pantulu, and coastal were in Madras Presidency. Telangana region was ruled by Nizam of Hyderabad only. So you can see the two maps, friends. Now this particular part and this particular part, this is Andhra Pradesh, this is Telangana, and Hyderabad is a part of Telangana, and this was you can see this was the princely state. So largely what Nizam's princely state was there, largely now is Telangana, and other part is now Andhra. So you can see the map, Andhra Pradesh, and that part which was part of Madras Presidency. So other part where Kannada was spoken, where Telugu, Tamil was spoken, they are separate states now. So you can see that Madras Presidency, this particular part of Madras Presidency was the part which spoke Telugu at that time. So this particular part is now Andhra Pradesh, and largely the Hyderabad princely state became Telangana. So first linguistic state created Andhra Pradesh was on 1st October 1953, and it was carved out of Telugu speaking area of Madras state following the death of Potti Shriram Mulu, and it was officially renamed and expanded into Andhra Pradesh, and 1st November 1956 this Telugu states were also merged into that. So as I told you, like 1956, Hyderabad plus Telangana became Andhra Pradesh plus Telangana became Andhra Pradesh, and 2014 these were separated. Now initial formation, some details you should know, which is the capital, the dates, first chief minister, and Shrima Mulu, he died, and after 56 days of hunger strike, and government was forced to create a state. So under State Reorganization Act 1956, Andhra Pradesh state merged with Telugu speaking region of former Hyderabad state, and it expanded to Andhra Pradesh on November 1st, 1956, and capital was shifted from Kurnool to Hyderabad in 1956. Now when we talk about national freedom movement, Andhra Pradesh in national freedom movement, Andhra Pradesh has played very crucial role in national freedom movement. So we talk about Vande Mataram movement. It was largely motivated from Swadeshi movement in Bengal. So Vande Mataram, Swadeshi movement, Bengal separation, these kind of movements national level. So Swadeshi movement against the partition of Bengal, 1905 Bengal was partitioned on communal lines, and logic given was something different, but it was on communal lines, Hindu and Muslims. So leaders, Indian leaders, they were against it. So Rabindranath Tagore and all these leaders, they said no, we will not get separated. So Bengal separation was annulled, and Swadeshi movement was very big movement, because Swadeshi was like we will not boycotting, we will not be using anything made from British machines or British companies. So Vande Mataram movement was similar to that, 1905. Other movement in Andhra Pradesh, Vande Mataram movement. So the main movement was in Rajamundry, Kakinada, Vishakhapatnam. Foreign goods were boycotted, and the movement mantra was Vande Mataram, Manade Rajyam. Ours is a state, right? So Bipin Chandra Pal was the national leader who toured, who came, and he was moving in Andhra to promote the movement. And local leaders were, Subbarao, Krishna Rao, they were local leaders. Konda Venkatapayya, so salt satyagraha movement, and he established Sibirams, that is camps, and women also supported in that movement. Women were also supporting in that movement of salt satyagraha. So there was a movement by Gandhiji. Quit India movement, 1942, that was the movement, and quit India, like that was a call given by Gandhiji at the time. Second World War was going on in 1939 to 45, and quit India movement was 1942. Alluri Sitarama Raju led Rampa rebellion. Now Rampa rebellion is very famous, friends, and Rampa rebellion took place 1922, and non-cooperation movement was exactly at the same time, 1920 to 22, and Rampa rebellion was against British, who were British against the tribal people, and they were basically that area of the tribal people they were utilizing for cultivation and all, and the tribal people never wanted the interference of British in their own area, something like that. So Rampa rebellion, Sita Rama Raju, that is the leader related to this. Andhra Mahasabha movement, Andhra movement, Andhro Deyamamu, so that is a Telugu word actually. So separate political identity for Telugu speaking region was required. So Andhra Mahasabha was also started. So these are the leaders, friends, whose contribution in creation of Andhra Pradesh and in the national freedom movement is very significant, and you should know that. T. Prakasam, Andhra Kesari, Lion of Andhra. So he was fighting against British rule. When Simon Commission came to India in 1928, he said, go back, Simon. He is called Andhra Kesari because he challenged Simon Commission and police at that time to fire on his chest, that you can fire me, but I will keep on opposing Simon Commission. So salt satyagraha in Madras Presidency, he took salt at Marina Beach. Where is the Marina Beach? So Marina Beach pe he broke the law of manufacturing salt. He abandoned his legal practice and participated in Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement. Newspaper Swaraj, was created by him, and first Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Then comes Konda Venkatapaya. So Das Bhakt, I mean patriot, Desh Bhagat, basically Desha Bhagat, that is how it is called, patriot, and very close to Mahatma Gandhi. Non-cooperation movement, no tax campaign, he started journalism, he participated in journalism, and he founded Krishna Patrika in 1902, that was his contribution. And he was also secretary of All India Congress Committee. Then comes Hari Sarvottam Rao, and he is often called Andhra Tilak, because Home Rule movement inspired by Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Annie Besant. They are the two leaders for Home Rule movement, and he was following that. That is the reason he is called Andhra Tilak, because Bal Gangadhar Tilak maybe, and he was secretary to Home Rule League in 1914. Vande Mataram movement he participated. Library movement is very, very famous, with which his name is associated. Then come Kasina Dhuni Nageshwar Rao, Desho Dharaka. He is honored as uplifter of masses. I am very sure you know these terms, friends, they are Telugu terms. So financial support also he got from his business Amrutanjan, and he participated that in freedom movement. Andhra Patrika is a very, very famous newspaper at that time, and he founded that. Civil disobedience movement, Khadi movement, Desho Dharaka, who is called Desho Dharaka, so that title was given to him by Andhra Mahasabha. N.G. Ranga, he is father of Indian peasant movement, Indian peasant, not Andhra Pradesh, but Indian peasant movement. So Ranga is very, very famous, tall leader of Indian national movement, and he mobilized agrarian community against British and Jamindari system. You know what is Jamindari system, Ryotwari system. So I'll be discussing with you what is Jamindari, Ryotwari, where if you are working on the field of Jamindar, you are tenant on their lands and they are the owners, right? So Jamindar's system used to be there, they were the owner of the land. Peasant agitation started with Ryot agitation in Andhra, and Kisan Congress was founded, and this they advocated for Ritu Kuli state, peasant worker state actually. So active resistance, Gandhian model was passive resistance, but active resistance like individual satyagraha, he participated in those movements also. Now other famous personality, other than these there are other famous personalities which are not mentioned here. Sitaram Raju we have discussed, and some additional information like he is called as Manyam, Virudu, hero of jungle, and Rampa rebellion, so those kind of things, and Godavari region he was participating. Prakasam Pantulu, Pingali Venkaya, so what is famous about him? So he designed Indian national flag. So the person who designed Indian national flag is from this part. So these are some more names, friends, you should be aware, and I have framed the objective type questions also below, so that you can practice that also. Social reformers, some people social reformer like Gurajada Apparao, writer, social reformer, and he removed the social evils, his play through his plays and all. Then Lakshmi Narsimham, so known as Andhra Milton, he was a social reformer. So Hanumant Rao, so social reformer. So these are some other name. Father of Telugu Renaissance is Kandukuri Virsalingam Pantulu. So Virsalingam Pantulu I will be discussing somewhere again. It's very, very famous personality, and he championed the widow remarriage. You understand, at that time widow remarriage and women education were something which were taboo actually. People never wanted to discuss about that. Women education they never wanted to discuss. Widow remarriage, widows were socially outcast creatures, and widows were not permitted to stay within the village. They are supposed to stay alone in isolation. He fought for their rights, so he was the social reformer at that time. And some another notable personalities, friends, so you please go through this also. And then as we do after this the questions from this document which I provided you. So you will be doing all these questions, and 2-3 lines of answer to each of the question. So by the time you will finish all these questions, you will be in position to revise what has been taught to you, what has been discussed with you. So today's lecture was first lecture from the history of Andhra Pradesh, I must say, little bit, as we are trying to enter into the depth of, and the moment you finish this entire thing and you go to this table and you revise this table, I am very sure you will get some idea about this. You will get some input from this table. So there are two tables I am giving you: history part, whatever I discussed with you, and this particular personality based questions, the people who were contributing into the freedom movement of Andhra. So these two tables if you revise and the question if you do, I am very sure you will get some idea about that. So all my lectures will be around 20 minutes to half an hour. Along with the content, it will not take much of your time, but at the same time will focus on the exam only. All the very best. Keep watching YourPedia and keep preparing with us. Thank you.